Thursday Night Football, season opener, week 2, new Highmark Stadium, Bills Lions, go.
I found out now that I'm on the other side of this, on the TV side, a few hours before you guys did.
Okay.
And so I was sitting on a secret and I couldn't tell anybody. I was so excited. And this was the game that I wanted. And we did it. I will see you week 2. I'm so excited. So excited for the new stadium. So excited to see everybody. And obviously, treat to watch Josh Allen play football.
Being in the new stadium, Fitz, I think about Amazon. I think about the show that you guys do. And you guys are so good at being passionate about the game. And I think a lot of fans relate to you all because fans are so passionate about the NFL. And I can't think of a better crew to be at the home opener for the new Highmark Stadium than you guys, because I feel like you're going to do a perfect job, like encapsulating all of that passion and really showing the world what this new stadium is like. How excited are you to be on a stage to do something like that?
Well, we feel very privileged to be able to have this responsibility, and we do view it as a responsibility because we were chosen to present this game and to introduce the world to this stadium. And so, we'll go on site. I'm sure our producers are heading out there pretty soon just to be able to make this as special as possible and to check out all the great places and where we're going to have a setup. And, there are certain shows that we call it Go Big that will go big for. We'll probably set something up outside. It'll be an amazing scene out there. And we just feel very lucky and fortunate to be able to present this game to everybody.
You had the opportunity to kind of go through the stadium once before back in the fall when you were here for a Thursday night game. Obviously, a lot more finishing touches have been put on it since then, but what do you recall about that has you kind of looking forward to an actual game now?
Well, I didn't know when I walked through it that it was going to be grass. So now I know that, and I've been telling everybody that. That was new for me. But less seats, more intimate, but it's going to be louder. They've found a way to do that. I thought the sight lines from every seat in there was very excited. You know what, Chris? I ended up buying season tickets. Why? I don't know. Because
Wow.
I got
Let's
caught
go!
up in the hype and I bought 4 season tickets. How many times I'm going to be able to go? The one time I'm going to be able to go, I'm going to be busy working the game, but I figured I've got enough friends, family, teachers, first responders, whoever it is. I have four
Yeah, you got
tickets
old
to every
neighborhood
game, so
friends
if I
still here,
can't make
right?
it, we'll share the wealth. Well, they're going to now. I shouldn't have told
Hey,
you that. They're going
Mart.
to be hitting me up now,
Yeah,
texting
you
me, telling
probably
me they
shouldn't
want
because the
tickets.
jig
But
is up now. I mean, heck, you don't even have enough tickets for your own kids. So, I mean, forget about old
yeah,
neighborhood friends that you have still in the area here. You're going to be a busy man.
yeah, I've got one of my sons really wants to go to Syracuse, so he'll be maybe close enough. He's got
Mm,
one more year before he makes that decision, but I just got caught up in the fever like everybody else, and again, like the opportunity to watch
that's great.
Josh Allen play football is going to be very special. So
Yeah.
That's why we want you doing this game, is because you got caught up in the fever of it all. So much that you bought season tickets. I can already see it now.
those
Like we're
PSLs are
doing a live
pricey. They're
shot and
pricey.
yeah, you're in your own seat. Yes, you're probably going to have people there for the first game, but you're in your own seat and you're like, "Hey guys, I'm in my season tickets that I'm
Yeah.
never going to be sitting in at all, so I had to check them out." I think that would be electric.
That's pretty awesome. Uh, so I guess you don't really know yet. As you said, your producers are going to be out here doing a site visit to probably put together like a punch list of things you guys definitely want to hit on in your pregame run up to kickoff. Because correct me if I'm wrong, Fitz. Like this is only season 3 for Amazon Prime covering the NFL. I don't think you guys have opened a stadium
Mm.
before. This is really kind of a unique
Um,
pregame run up to a telecast.
yeah, we have not opened a stadium. This is season 5, actually.
Oh man.
It
Holy
feels like it was just
moly.
yesterday, but it's easy for me to keep track of that number because I retired, and then as I've been going through it, I got straight into it, so I can keep track that way. But yeah, it's been amazing. You know, when we first started, you just think back to they didn't know if everything was going to go okay, if it was going to, the internet was going to be able to keep up, with turning everything on and the game started. And there was no real stress test that they could have done to see if 15 plus million people could stream the same game at the same time. And so from those days to where we are now and doing 30 plus million in the playoff game last year, obviously there's a way that football is going and consuming football in this streaming stuff. I feel the frustration of some of the fans in terms of I was doing it with the NBA playoffs. It was like, where is the game? I want to watch an NBA game, but I'm not sure. Is it on Prime? Is it on NBC? Is it on ESPN? And figuring that out. But I just think it's the new way that we're all having to consume sports. And for us to have a standalone night to showcase the NFL and how great this game is on Thursdays has been awesome for Amazon. And we've been really happy to be a part of it.
I think a game like this is also amazing for Amazon. You speak back to 5 years ago where you were like, there was no stress test to see if we could do this. Well, you guys have been so successful in the last 5 years. I think it's a huge nod by the NFL to give Amazon a game like this and say, we trust you with how you're going to cover the entirety of what this game means to Bills fans and NFL fans at large. How do you view it from that type of perspective?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing in us getting this game, I think Roger Goodell wants to see me with my shirt off. I felt like that was the big move as to why he gave us this one. I've been working out hard, I'm down some lbs, and so
Okay.
we'll put on a good show. I don't know if I'm gonna go shirtless or not. We'll see. We'll see if the pressure of the fans gets to me. But
It's going to be there.
it is again. We see it as such a huge responsibility. And I think we can take a second to pat ourselves on the back and say, gosh, we've done a nice job in building this over the last 4 years. But at Amazon, they always talk about the day one mentality. It's time to elevate this to another level this year. And this first game for us, not just the Bills and the stadium, but I mean, let's talk about the Lions too, right? I mean, this team
Yeah.
has been awesome to watch the last few years. They're a little down last year, but the last time the Bills and the Lions played, I believe it was 48-42 a couple
Yep.
years ago. So we're just expecting fireworks as well. So I can't wait for that part of it, but we do certainly think there is a responsibility that's been given to us, and we're going to try to pay it off by presenting a great game to everybody.
So what's the workout regimen now? Are we doing some high rocks? Are we doing some CrossFit? What do we got going on here that
You know what?
we're
It's
getting
very
ripped up?
simple,
I mean, I
Chris.
don't
Like
want to
it's
oversell it here, Fitz, but
incline. No, I mean it's incline walking. That's it. It's so easy. It's 3.2 miles an hour at 15
Mm-hmm.
incline, or however long my heart desires, whether it's 45 minutes, an hour, maybe a little bit longer. Usually I watch Landman as I do it. Uh,
Mhm.
and then just getting back to some of the strength training stuff. But my brother is so much stronger than me. So he pushes me every day because I'm trying to get as strong as my
Yeah.
little brother.
It's funny that you said 3.2. That is exactly the speed that I walk on the treadmill now. And I am
Ah.
more advanced in
Oh,
years
well,
than you
now I'm
are,
doing
but walking is
3.3 then, Chris. That's fine.
huge.
I'm going to do 3.3 today.
All right. Turn it up. I'll get back to you and text you and let you know what I'm hitting. But I don't know if I'm doing 15 incline, though. I got to check
Yeah,
on that
that's
because
whew.
I only have 1, 2, 3. I don't have the grade because I probably have a treadmill that's probably older than any of your kids. So, I don't get the highfalutin, state of the art equipment,
My
and I'm not
treadmill
throwing
almost
around money
costs as
for
much as my
PSLs these days.
PSLs.
That's what I was going to say. That's what I was going to say. Well, at least you'll have the benefit of it being, a lovely September afternoon here. If the shirt is torn off, we know September's elite season here, as you well know, in Western New York. What do you make of I mean, you kind of touched on it already, the matchup, Bills-Lions. You referenced the game 2 years ago, which was back and forth like a ping pong match. I don't think there's any reason to believe that wouldn't continue. I guess the biggest changes to these two offenses would be the fact that, the Lions are going to have another, new coordinator from the last time these two teams played. Obviously, Dan Campbell made a switch after Ben Johnson left, and then had to make another switch, going with Petzing this year, who came over from Arizona to be the new OC there. Have you heard any rumblings of whether things are going to remain status quo, or if Petzing's going to institute some tweaks to make that offense look a little bit different? You don't want to reinvent the wheel there. They've been pretty productive.
Yeah, I mean, I think that the Lions have an identity that they play with, and it starts with physicality, and that starts with their head coach and who he is. And so I don't think they're going to get away from the run game, but points are going to be lighting up the scoreboards. We're going to see if those scoreboards work for sure. The one thing, just from a quarterback's perspective, as I'm thinking about the new stadium, there's a lot made of like Jared Goff playing outside versus inside when it gets cold, and the wind in this stadium I'm curious about, because in doing the tour and talking about it, they said they're really going to be able to have guide the wind or direct it in such a way that it's not going to be very effective. It's not going to affect the quarterback when he's throwing on the field. That's something I'm really curious to see. Is that actually the engineering of that going to be something that doesn't bother Josh Allen, that doesn't bother Jared Goff? Because that's, in playing in Buffalo these days with a quarterback that has one of, if not the strongest arm in the NFL, that was always seen as advantage for the Bills. I'm sure Josh loves throwing when it's not windy. So that's something with this new stadium I'm super curious about as we get into some of those windier months, to see if that's going to be something that doesn't affect the quarterback as much.
Yeah, I mean, not only the higher profile of the stadium, but the fact that there's a canopy. Because you remember in the old place, with it being below ground, the wind would come right off the lake and swoop down into the field and have come at you, going diagonally from the home bench to the visiting bench, going down toward the scoreboard. And that was a bear to throw into that. And I know Maddie
you're
was on
telling
the tour,
me.
and I was. Yeah, we were on a tour. We were on a tour last fall, and it happened to be a windy day, and we were on an employee tour in the stadium, and they had a flag on the top of the canopy on the top of the stadium, and it's whipping straight. And we were down on the field. There was no wind to speak of at all. So the science of it seemed to hold true on that visit. We'll see if that continues when we get to the season.
Yeah, that's going to be huge. Can you give me an update on the old stadium? Where are they at? Are they starting to tear that thing up?
Yeah, the excavators are already over there. It's kind of a weird dichotomy that we're witnessing here. We're sitting doing this show in the Bills store, and over our shoulder, they're literally tearing down the edge of the Wall of Fame closest to us. And over here, we got cranes putting stuff up for some of the finishing touches. It's just a weird juxtaposition that we got going on here.
Wow.
I want to ask you, while we have you on, Fitz, you talked about looking forward to seeing Josh Allen throw in that new stadium. Well, Josh has got a new piece to throw to in DJ Moore. What did you make of that addition to Buffalo's offense? And new head coach Joe Brady. I don't know if we've even touched on that with you since the last time you've been on.
Yeah, I love the addition of DJ Moore. He's always been a really special player, explosive. And it just didn't seem, for whatever reason, his chemistry with Caleb didn't seem to be working with Chicago. And they had some great games together. But this and everything I've heard about DJ Moore, because he's been a guy I've been so curious about the last few years.
Fitz might have froze
there's
there on
been
us.
some
Let's
stuff
see if he
where
comes back here.
maybe
We'll give
he's
him a
not.
second. There it is.
Am I not on?
No,
Nope,
you're on. You're good now. We
good.
got you back.
Yep.
Good. DJ Moore's been really interesting for me the last few years, just asking guys around that organization, what kind of guy is this? Because sometimes it seemed like there were some effort issues and some other things that were kind of, the relationship with the quarterback, and everything I heard back about him is he's an amazing dude. He never misses practice. He's a great teammate to have. And so I think it's a huge addition and a nice one for the Bills. I know Josh is going to love him. They'll develop some great chemistry right away. And Joe Brady, and just having the familiarity there. It's amazing how far that goes in the NFL, and really understanding players and how to use them and having that previous relationship with them. So the Joe Brady era is underway. it's going to be an interesting one. I was with every Bills fan as they were going through that process, kind of scratching my head, thinking, once they fired Sean, they were going to go outside the building. But I'm coming around on Joe Brady and really excited to see this new version of the Bills. I think they're going to play looser. I think they're going to play faster. Looking forward to seeing the product week 2.
Yeah, let me take that one step further with the last one I've got for you, Fitz, because we saw under Sean McDermott there was a concerted effort to be balanced on offense. I mean, the last 2 years, this team was pretty much a 50-50 run-pass team, which kind of ran counter to the way the league was going the better part of the last 6 to 8 years. Passing a lot on first down and all of that stuff, that went out the window with the emergence of James Cook. How much this is the big curiosity. We're wondering if the restrictor plates are now off on Joe Brady's play calling. How much would you anticipate a spike in passing? Do you think it could get back closer to 60-40 pass run? What do you think the uptick might be?
Well, I think, that 50-50, when you're winning a lot of games, it's easy to keep that 50-50 balance. But the thing is, they've been really effective at running the ball as well. So, you got to remember Joe Brady was the one that was calling those plays. I think it's going to be very similar. I think in watching the Bills over the last few years, the hope, can we develop more of the downfield passing game, whether that's off the play action or in the drop back. My son, the huge Bills fan, he gets a little perturbed, I guess, sometimes at all the wide receiver screens to the outside. So coming up with different solutions and things. And, as an offense, you have to continue to evolve every year. So that close relationship between Josh and Joe is going to be good, but they've got to continue to push Josh in a direction that demands a lot out of him, especially before the snap. So I'd like to see a little more of that downfield passing game grow. They should grow in that area this year.
Fitz, thanks for the time as always. We look forward to seeing you up here in week 2. You'll be up here during elite season, man. You couldn't have asked for anything better. Amazon Prime, week 2, Bills Lions, Thursday Night Football. Let's go.
All right. Thank you. See you guys.